All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, I came across this article today that the brother Ali Ashai had posted up on one of his social medias, and it reads, "British man who lives with two girlfriends becomes a dad of both women, the luckiest man alive, insists raising a child in a throuple, which is like a multiple way of saying couple, is the future of parenting." All right. So, basically in the article, I'm gonna read the article, but basically what it's saying in this article is that the man, as you see here is the picture of them. It says the man, he's living in a household with two other women, and they're raising children together. And in this society that we live in now, man, this is like this article is gonna say, this is unusual, and like this is deemed degrading and looked down upon in this society, when the Most High has no problem with this in decency and order and in lawfulness. It ain't supposed to be no threesome where they all just mess around with each other. The man's supposed to be with both of these women, and they're not supposed to do no homosexual acts. You know what I'm saying? But this is the way it should be. A man should be able to be with, if he wanted to be able to be with more than one woman. But in this society, it's called male chauvinist, or he's a dog, he's a pig, and these women don't respect themselves because that's the way society sets it up. And altogether, the society tries to demasculate the man by making him feel bad if he has more than one woman. But it's not in the man's nature to be with more than one. Not in the man's nature to be with one woman only. Because what is that man supposed to do for them 7 days when a woman is unclean? You know what I mean? Going through a menstrual cycle. You know what I'm saying? The man's supposed to suffer along with the woman. You know what I'm saying? If he has he has an urge to lay with the woman, he's supposed to just suffer during that time period that she's unclean. You know what I'm saying? This is just wicked, where you just sitting here. Now you got men walking up and down the streets. You know what I'm saying? They see a woman, they gotta force themselves not to admire the beauty of another woman. You know what I'm saying? Especially with these women dressing the way they are today, half naked. You know what I'm saying? So the man's supposed to not be a man and look at that woman that walked across the street or wherever naked. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this society is built to worship the woman, man. Cause at the same time, these men out here, forcing themselves to be in these monogamous relationships with women. But all around, you know what I'm saying, the woman got you being the so-called labeled man or husband, whatever. Then she got a nigga on the side for this and a nigga on the side for that. And why these lame-ass dudes out here is just, set up in these monogamous relationships, demasculating themselves, man. And that's not a real man, man. If you're a man and you can say that you can just be with one woman, man, like something's really, really wrong with you. You need to, you take a hold of your balls, man, because that's not in a man's nature, man. A real man would say he would love to be with more than one woman, because it just mentally, it helps with stress, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going through hell with the one woman, you go to the other woman. She's supposed to be a comfort, man. But the society we live in today, man, women, they're selfish. You know what I'm saying? A woman like, oh, I don't want to share. You're not sharing the man. The man, you know what I'm saying? You're not sharing, you don't, the man owns you. You know what I'm saying? You're, even though it sounds bad because the society says it's bad, you are property to your man. Your man owns you. All right? Once that man lies with you, you belong his. You are his woman. You know what I'm saying? So you're not sharing your man. Like, you're not allowing somebody else to play with your man. You know what I mean? Your man has you and he has another. Just like he owns, if he had two houses, that's his house, and he owns another house. If he has shoes, those are his shoes. He owns another pair of shoes. I got one TV and I got another TV. That's all it is. Women are just property. And that's not, being disrespectful to women. It's just the way the Most High set it up. You know what I mean? A man is over a woman. That's just the order of things. It's not disrespectful, and it's not meant to belittle a woman. It's not meant to put a woman at the bottom. It's just the way it is, man. It's for decency or order. Just like how we belong to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the woman belong to us, and the children belong to the woman. And altogether, that comes a household, man. Everything goes in order, and that's what's wrong with this place. This place is out of order. That's why it's called Babylon, because it's confusion, man. Now you got the woman running the household. You know what I mean? You got women with women, men with men. This is what happens when you come out of balance. When you leave balance, you leave order, you leave the ways of the Lord, the ways of Yahweh Shai, you get unorder, man. You get unbalanced. And that's why the society is the way it is now, man. That's why you got niggas out here want to wear rompers, man. You got women out here walking around with strap-ons like they dudes, man. Calling themselves real niggas. Like, this place is bugged out. You know what I mean? But, you know, look, you know what I'm saying? This is, I'm against this article, but look how, you know, it might be fake because they might be doing it for the picture's sake. But even, you know, just look at this. You know, they just look happy. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, let me get into the article. This is a bisexual couple. You know, they all mess with each other. But, you know, I'm going to get into the article. I'm just going to read the article, all right? It says, when a family announced that it is expecting, it is usually two parents that excitingly breaks the news. However, for Adam Lyons and his two girlfriends, it's three parents who are getting increasingly excited about their forthcoming bundle of joy. 2 years ago, Adam Lyons, 36, who is from East London, but now lives in Austin, Texas, was dubbed the luckiest man alive. Get that? The luckiest man alive, because he has two women living in one household, you know? And in this society, in America, is very unusual. You know what I'm saying? That you can get a woman to just get two women to just deal with you. All right? It says, was dubbed the luckiest man alive because of his unusual living arrangement with his two girlfriends, Brooke Sheed and Jane Shalakhova. At the time, Adam and Brooke had a son, Dante, too, living together, but now the throuple are excited again after Jane fell pregnant. All right, that's the new girlfriend right here. I guess that one right there is the one he was with. I think that's Brooke, and this is Jane. All right, because now you can see that's got to be Jane because she's now expecting. All right, the threesome who shares a super king size bed believe the new baby due in July will make their family even more complete. Adam 36 says, "It's so sweet that we all get to parent and raise the kids together. We have talked about it in length, and we all consider ourselves parents to the children. With the kids, our titles are officially dad, mom, and mom. For us, 3 definitely works better than 2. And it definitely does, man, because just think about it, man. If you have 3 incomes coming in, you know what I'm saying? You're always going to have somebody around to watch the children, you know what I'm saying, being keepers at the home. It just makes more sense. Now, you know, these monogamous relationships, they said it says 75% of all marriages end in divorce, and the highest reason for the divorce is financial reasons. Now, if you got 3 incomes coming into the household, it makes better for the household to last. You know what I'm saying? To function. You got 3 incomes coming in. And that's what women are supposed to be, a helpmate to a husband. So if a man and his woman are struggling, you know what I'm saying, they could sit down and talk like, listen, man, these bills is becoming overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go get me another wife and get a 3rd income coming in for help me. But these women, no, they rather see the ship sink and watch everything fall apart than for you to go out there and get another woman. And then when things do fall apart, what do? They divorce you. They take your house. They take your children. Now you got to pay alimony. Now you in debt. Now you out here struggling. That's how this society is, because you know what? This society uplifts women. And women get whatever the fuck they want in this society. Because the society is confusion, man. This is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's supposed to be. They're raising their children in their own household. He said the titles are dad. He's the head of the household. And the kids call each one of these women mom. There's no problem with that. There's no problem with that. They raising the kids as mothers. There's no problem with that, man. They look, and you'll look at this and be like, yo, this is bugged out. Like I said, when I get into it, the only thing that's wrong with this is because they're doing homosexual acts. That's off. But as far as if this was in righteousness and lawfulness, then there would be no problem with this, man. You know, there's a couple pictures, you know, them there, whatever. It's wicked. They celebrating Christmas, but they're Edomites anyway, so to hell with them. You know what I mean? Keep reading the article. So many of our friends are in normal 2-person couple relationships with kids, jobs, and other typical responsibilities, and I see them struggling to juggle their lives. Right. They're struggling to juggle their lives. Somebody's got to watch the kids. Somebody's got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to go out, you got to get somebody to babysit. You know what I'm saying? Bills. You got to pay for daycare. All this stupid stuff in America. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff to keep you in financial debt, man. But if you had, you know, if a man was able to be with multiple women here, you wouldn't have this problem. And the fact that women outnumber men 7-1, it'll make you think like, yo, maybe a man is supposed to be with multiple women. The fact that a man can impregnate more than one woman at a time would make you want to think maybe a man is supposed to be with more than one woman. But you know what? It's confusion. It all goes back to this place being nothing but confusion, man. And that's the problem, man. We gotta open up our minds. You know what I'm saying? Especially women that that say you're in the truth, man. If you can't grasp the fact that a man can be with more than one woman, then you're not fit for this, man. Because the scripture says 7 women will cleave to one man. What do you think that's going to happen, man? It's going to happen here. Because when all hell breaks loose, you ain't going to have time to say, oh, no, nigga, if you going to deal with just me, then you can't deal with other women. The nigga's going to be like, all right, well, whatever. Go about your business. Survive how you can out here in Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got to deal with your headaches. All hell's breaking loose. If you want to go, then go. So women got to wrap themselves around that concept now, man. You know, the elders and apostles always preach, no, it's not wise. It's not expedient to have more than one woman here, because you know what? You're dealing with unlawful women here. Most of these women of our nation, they're not going to grasp the fact that, yeah, a man could be with more than one woman. And so it's not wise here, because, you know, our duty and our everything is supposed to be towards pushing out this truth. You know what I mean? So if you have a woman who can actually deal and grasp the concept of you being with more than one woman, and you have time to deal with more than one woman while you're still doing the works, then by all means do it. It's not unlawful. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you got to be circumspect. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? I've dealt with more than one woman, and it's a headache. Because you know what I'm saying? One woman what? They want time. And what time does? Time takes you away from things that are important, like the scriptures, man. So it's not expedient, but it's not unlawful. All right? Get back into this article. But with three parents, we always have the ability for one person to look after the kids. As a result, we never begrudge each other anything because we all have a lot of time. With 3 people, it's logistically so much easier to handle all those things. We share out the responsibilities, and it fits our sexual preference too. Right there, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's unlawful because, like I said, they in a bisexual relationships, and that's just off, according to the scriptures. When Brooke, Jane, and I first came out about our relationship, we had some criticism, and certain people said we wouldn't last. There's pictures of them. That's a picture of their land over there in their house with the kids and the trampoline. I'm guessing this is them, you know, for Halloween or whatever the hell wickedness this is. It's pictures of the kids. All right, back in the article. But we've been going for 5 years now. What we have is not a fling or a phase. We are a real family with healthy, happy kids. Our son Oliver doesn't even recognize what is unusual about our family. This should be the future of relationships, where people are able to enjoy love in any way they feel works. 3 people and 3 parents make so much sense to us. Well, you know what I'm saying? Why I said the future of relationships, I mean, with this way society goes, who knows how the future of relationships is going to go, because this place is just wicked, man. You already got homosexual relationships. You also got a man could be with an animal now, and now they're passing laws for where pedophilia is going to be legal. So, you know, as far as future relationships, you know, if the Lord don't send his son back, who knows what the future relationship is going to be here, man. Because the norm is going to be for you to be heterosexual, meaning a man with a woman with a man is going to be the unusual thing if this society keeps going, man. And that's why we pray daily that the Lord sends his son back ASAP, because, you know, like the scripture says, you know, he's going to speed up the days for the elect's sake. Because, you know what I'm saying, you see what happened with the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. They was banging down the door of Lot's house for him to bring the angels out, because they wanted to lay with the angels. And they told him if he didn't let the angels out, he was going to lay with them. And we damn near in them times, man. These homosexuals is crazy out here, man. And then, you know, our men becoming more and more effeminate, you know, demasculizing themselves, man. This place, you see our music is got nothing but homosexual rappers now. This place is getting way out of hand, man. It's already been out of hand, but this is way out of line now, man. Way out of line. The Lord, please send your son back. All right? Keep going back in this article. You know, some more pictures of them having their family life, whatever. But raising Dante with Adam and Brooke and watching them grow up with 3 parents around, I realized we could do it as a family with 3 parents around. Is so doable. See, it just makes more sense, man. You just got more time for everything. You know what I'm saying? It saves more money. You make more money. You know what I mean? With 3 parents, we can still have a social life, make time for one another, and share the parenting tasks so you don't end up like the typical sleep-deprived mom. See? With 2 parents, there's much more help, and I'll never have to leave my kids with someone I don't trust. Right? You ain't got to worry about some stranger that you got to leave in a daycare, fondling your child or treating your child or abusing your child, physical or emotional. You know what I'm saying, or verbally. You know what I'm saying. But here they get into the wickedness. Bisexual Brooke, I believe, yeah, Brooke's the darker hair Edomite, 28, who also has a son, Oliver, 7, from a previous relationship, says, I'm so excited for Jane's pregnancy. Jane's the blonde hair one. I love talking to her bump. I've always wanted 4 sons, so this is a dream come true. So see, right there, she considers Jane's son as her own son. And that's how it's supposed to be, man. That's how it's supposed to be. A man's supposed to have more than one woman, and they supposed to, live in this house or have their own house, whatever, and they all co-parent. All my children from them 2 different kids, they all belong to me, and those kids we're a family. So those 2 are the moms to each other's children too. All right. I think our good parenting is one of the sexiest things about a relationship. It's incredible to see Adam and Jane with the kids, and now we share all the responsibilities. Sharing responsibilities, man. See, that's the kids. That's the man with his 2 women. We definitely want a few more kids, and I would love to have a wedding to show my commitment to Adam and Jane. Oliver says he would like to get married someday too, and I know 3 people can be really happy together in a relationship. We are setting a good example. Adam, Jane, and Brooke all live together in a large plot of land with 2 separate houses. One of which they use as an office, and one of which Brooke uses as a homeschool, where she plans to teach all trio's children. Bisexual Jane says, we love living and working together. The family house is 1-minute walk from our office, Slakia. Adam and I can have meetings in the office and head back home for lunch with Brooke and the kids. It allows us to spend more time together. I love coming home and getting a kiss from Brooke, Dante, and Oliver. That's in wickedness, man. But, my pregnancy was a planned one. We were trying for a baby. It just felt like the right time, and parenting together as a threesome is a lot of fun. That's them. But Brooke had the primary mothering role. She looks after the children and will homeschool the kids. And you know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be, man. You're supposed to homeschool your kids, because these school systems don't really teach your kids nothing, man. Brooke, who works part-time on Adam's company whilst being a full-time mom, says, Adam and I always knew I wanted to homeschool our kids. We both excelled at school because we found it too easy. We wanted our children a chance to really succeed and gets a lot of attention. Oliver could read, write, and understand things behind a normal school academic curriculum. And that's what it is, man. Most people who are homeschooled, you know what I'm saying, they're more advanced than children that go to the school. Why? Because you get a more in-depth one-on-one session with the tutor or the teacher. When you go into schools, you're teaching to about 20 to 30 kids, and you can't tell if one is lacking in one is lacking in the subject, and one is just sitting there bored because he's far advanced than the other. So you try to keep them all in the same wave pattern, but not all kids learn at the same pace. So in school, after you get past the basics of read, write, and math, everything else is bullshit, because you're only going to learn the so-called white man's history, you know what I'm saying, and you're not getting your full education in school, because, like, truth be told, you know what I'm saying, once you get into the real world, you don't really need geometry. You don't really need calculus unless you plan on being a scientist or some sort of, on that thing. But like real life stuff that you deal with, like how to, do taxes, how to budget money, how to, cook, things like that you need to learn for life, to live in life, you don't learn in school. All right? The Throple hopes to get married later this year and plan to have more children. Brooks explains, Jane and Adam still really want a daughter, so we agreed that they should definitely try for another baby. There's more pictures of them. But I would definitely love to get married to Adam and Jane. It's something we always wanted, even though it's not legal. Right. You got homosexuals being able to get married out here, man. In America, you have homosexuals, men with men, women and women, legally allowed to get married here. They're going to legally pass. Matter of fact, I think it's allowed in Canada. It's legally allowed in Canada for a man or a woman to marry an animal. It's going to be passed soon that a man or a woman is legally allowed to marry a child. But for a man to go out here and marry 2 women, it's not lawful. And y'all don't see this place as being confusion. A man walking down the street holding hands with 2 women, one is left, one is right. They're going to say, oh, them women, they have self-esteem issues. Them women don't really respect themselves. You know what I mean? This is crazy, man. There's nothing wrong with this. But women, especially women around the nation, y'all are selfish, man. Y'all are selfish. Y'all think y'all are better than what y'all are, man. I'm not sitting here bashing women. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying the fact that, it's not even your fault. It's the society's fault, man. It's society's fault because as a child, you get raised with these Disney cartoons where you're supposed to be a princess and your knight in shining armor is supposed to come riding on his horse and scoop you up and worship you, and you're supposed to live happily ever after. But, you got to wake up out this Disney movie, man. We are in hell. Ain't no knight in shining armor coming. You ain't gonna live in no castle and live happily ever after. If you go out here and get married after you done dealt with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different men, and one fool actually marries you, it's 75% chance that your marriage is going to end in a divorce. What you think, you gonna fall on that 25%? It ain't gonna happen, baby girl. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, man. And even if you do get married, you think that man is really deep down inside only gonna have eyes for you, not gonna have that itch to go be with another woman? You think so? And women gonna be like, oh, well, you don't think that I see other men and be attracted to them? That's because of society. You ain't even supposed to be allowed to even be around another man. They say most affairs happen at the workplace. Why? Because of America. So like you're allowing women in the workplace. Oh, women is doing, that's so 1950s and 40s where a woman's supposed to just be a keeper at home. That's in the scriptures. The scriptures say it. How you call yourself a so-called Christian if you don't want to follow the scriptures? The scripture says the woman's supposed to be a keeper at home. So you don't agree with the Most High then. You're not supposed to be out on these streets. You're not supposed to be out on these clubs. If women didn't go to clubs, guess what? Men wouldn't go to clubs. Men go to clubs because they chase women. But if women were keepers at home and not out on these streets half naked being drunken fools, men wouldn't be in the club. Guess what men would be? At home with their woman. But the society that we live in is so backwards, so confused, that now you got to marry a woman that's been with a bunch of men before you. And then you're supposed to love and cherish that woman? And she can leave you at a drop of a dime after one argument? Or because your finances ain't up to state? Because you're in a monogamous relationship and both of y'all incomes ain't meeting up with the inflation of America. And you think you go get with a man who has money like that? You think he's only going to deal with you? These men who got money out here, they go out there, or they got their wives, but they go out there on their little trips and business trips, whatever, and they go out there and get young women from all over the place, man. Prostitutes. You think that man is at home just being a husband to one woman? Faithful? You crazy, man. Only men out here, this is me being, I'm speculating, but this is a great guess right here. Only men out here that are only being with one woman, they're effeminate men, man. And they're borderline gay. That's just my opinion, man. Because there's no way a real man could just say, you know what, I only want to be with one woman. In my heart, I only want to be with one woman. Like there's something wrong with you, bro. There's something wrong with you. I'm gonna keep reading this article. We're still open to fun when it comes along. If we wanted to add someone, I'm sure we could. Like I said, this is all wickedness. James adds, but absolutely, we still make time to go to the strip club together. We just hang out and have fun there. With 3 people around, it's easy to schedule in fun activities. We always make sure we have time to do fun things together and have weekly date nights. Adam, Brooke, and I still sleep in the same super king-size bed together. It still gets very hot and sweaty with the three of us. Right, man. You shouldn't be sleeping in the bed with your woman, because that leads to, things like homosexual acts, man. So, like, yeah, you definitely shouldn't be doing that. All right? But that's the article. But now I'm going to get into some scriptures. Because, like, in scriptures, there was some notable men who had more than one woman. I'm not going to get into the scriptures of those men, but I'm going to name them. Abraham had more than one woman. Jacob had more than one woman. David had more than one woman. Solomon had more than one woman. The first story of a man being more woman, I believe, was Lamech. He had 2 wives. All right? So it's in the scriptures, saying that a man can be with more than one woman. But, a lot of you were like, oh, in the New Testament, this, that, and the third. Like I said, man, Paul didn't change the law. You know what I mean? Paul was saying things in these scriptures that was expedient. Because you know why? Esau was on the scene then, and Esau jacked things up. He changed things. When Esau got in power, he made confusion, man. He brought confusion upon the world. So yeah, so Paul was telling people, telling the churches, man, it's expedient for you to just, he said, like, if a man burn, let him marry. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of falling into what? Adultery. Fornication, a whole bunch of other stuff, man. Let him have his wife so he can, lay with her to get his rocks off. You know what I'm saying? Just like now, man. It's expedient to be with one woman, but it makes sense to have more than one in one household. Financial reasons. Stress reasons. Women, they be like, oh, I'm so stressed because all I do is come home and I attend to the kids. They don't feel like they get the attention they deserve. Why? Because it's just the 2 of y'all. If you had another one in the house, maybe that man could spend more time with you, go out, take you out to date, appreciate you, love on you. And then vice versa. Now it's your turn to watch the kids. Let that man take the other woman out. But no, you know what? The woman, you're going to be like, oh, I'm jealous. Satan will get into your mind and be like, oh, no, I can't do it. That's all it is Satan, man. That's why you women, you got to rebuke that demon, man. Rebuke that demon of Babylon. But I'm going to get into the scriptures, man. This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. All right? So right there it says, if he take another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Which means is he has to be equally fair to her as he is with his other woman. All right? Duty of marriage. That means if he gets his rocks off, he has to make sure he gets his rocks off with both women, man. He can't just be popping one and not popping the other. They supposed to have equally share amount of everything, man. All right? Get to this next one. It's Deuteronomy 21 and... Where's it at? Yeah, 21 and 15. If a man have 2 wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, when it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hated, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. He shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of his firstborn is his. Right. So there you go, man. So if a man, like, I just brought out scriptures to show that a man can have more than one woman in the law. Not what these churches deem what's right or what's wrong, or, you know what I'm saying, like, because like Yahushua said, man, he came not to change the law but to fulfill, man. He didn't come and change the law on marriage. All right? So get that through your heads, man. It's in the law, the first 5 books of Moses. If you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, you got to keep the law. And having more than one woman and how to deal with having more than one woman is in the law. There's no law saying a man should not have more than one woman. Because the scriptures also say, where there's no law, there is no sin. So you can't come out here and say a man being more than one woman is a sin, man. A man not being able to have a woman if he wanted to is an abomination. I'm just joking there, but you know what I'm saying? Hell, it is abomination. Who is Esau to tell a man he can't have more than one woman, man? That's just Esau's way of making sure Jake don't reproduce, man. All right, so I'm gonna close with that, man. Shalom.